Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Chris Willow Show. My name is Chris, and this is my show. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to everyone who is tuning in regularly. Tonight, I have an amazing guest, Amy Walton, who has been on before. She was on maybe the second episode or one quite a long time ago, and I've got her on again because she's got a lot more music to share, and I thought it would be a nice opportunity to see where she's at, to reconnect, and most of the stuff, all of the stuff I've worked on in some way, so I've got some personal connection to it as well. And if you are enjoying the show, please do consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Chris Willow. It's always appreciated. And yeah, in my own life, I am working on the Songs of New Beginnings album. The final mastering is being done, and the album artwork is almost done for a widespread release this spring. So stay tuned for that. And I'm really excited to see how that pans out. And also I'm working on some material for another one potentially later this year. So there might be 2 albums from me this year if things go well. 1.5, I guess, because you've already heard most of the one. But hope you're doing well regarding lockdown life and all of that. I know it's getting quite tedious, at least here in the UK. I guess we just got to hold on to the old hope for the vaccines. And I know people who've got it already, so that's exciting. And yes, so let's get my friend Amy on. First of all, if I haven't said already, thanks for coming, and thanks for everyone who's been watching so far. So, Amy, are you here?
Hello, I'm here.
There you are. We've got some of that sound, so maybe I can check your Zoom settings. Maybe that. But we'll deal with. It's gone. It's back. It's gone. So guys, will see. I think it's a Zoom noise problem there. But Amy, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And yourself? Well, I know I've just been chatting to you, so I know you're good.
That's the awkward thing, isn't it? It's like.
Yeah, it's like we've just been chatting. Let's pretend that we haven't.
I know. But so Amy, why are you here? You've got a lot of new stuff going on.
Yes, I am here because I am trying to push myself with my original things, and Chris has been a massive help. We do lots of regular sessions, creative assistant sessions, where he just allows me to brainstorm all my musical ideas and gives me feedback, and I work really well when I bounce off people. So yeah, and we've just got a few things that we've been working on that Chris has helped produce, and so we just wanted to kind of chat about it, I guess.
Yeah. It's quite different from
had a real audience in a very long time.
And yeah, so we are live as well, everybody. So completely live. So if you want to throw some comments in there, that would be most appreciated, and then we can respond to you. But and feel free to share this with other people as well, if you want them to join in as well. So tell us a bit about this new track that you have.
First Love.
And when is it out? And
so my latest track is going to be out on the 20th of March, which is almost 2 weeks away now. And it happened at some point last year where I'm quite good at writing sad songs. I think that's something a lot of songwriters are really good at, writing about love and sad, heartbreak, and I think I wanted to give myself a challenge to not take myself so seriously and just write something happy. So the process for that song really was that I have played piano since I was little, and I've always sat down at the piano and I've always written from like harmony and melody up. And I gave myself another challenge is to find a drum groove and write from that level up. So I used Splice, which is a kind of a loop sample website subscription thing. And I just found was looking through some drum grooves, and I just found this one that I instantly connected with. I just really liked the sound of it, and I'm pretty sure I wrote the song within about 10 minutes. It just flowed so quickly. And then I just finally decided, why not release it?
And 20th of March, it's coming out. So Amy sent me this and asked me to do a quick mix on it. And my goal was to basically not touch it much because it sounded so unlabored. It didn't sound overthought at all. And I think especially with upbeat songs, you can kind of suck the life out of them if you spend too long perfecting it. So I try to leave it kind of rough and ready, and the whole concept of this loop, it sounds like almost like a karaoke machine or something. So, but it's like an 80s mixed with 90s nostalgia, I guess.
I can't quite place it as like sitting somewhere in between. I'm a 90s baby. Early 90s, which according to TikTok now means that we're old, which is shocking. Yes, TikTok. I wanted to see what TikTok was about, and I checked it out and realized that I am considered old now, which was very interesting little realization. So so the song has just got this kind of nostalgic feel, but I kind of don't want to say anything. I want you to listen and just see.
Should I show the artwork now? I've got the artwork.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the artwork, everybody. It's really cool. This sort of drawn. Who did this for you?
The person's name. I found someone on Fiverr. I mean, the person's name is actually called Freak Next Door. So I don't actually know their real name.
That's the internet age for you. Artwork by Freak Next Door.
Yeah, so he lives in Mexico. So that was, I think the beauty of the internet is that you can work with people all over the world. And I think especially since like lockdown and COVID has really kind of brought that to light even more, that you don't have to just use the people around you, even though the people around you are great, but, you can reach out to artists all over the world, and, it's not weird. It's just like, oh yeah, that's great. So I just reached out to this person and I just sent some image ideas. I just really imagined a tree house, and I think it's a much more South African and American thing. But a lot of the films I grew up, with when I was a little kid, there was always like a tree house, and like one of my favorite films was Jack with Robin Williams, and there was this big tree house scene. I think I was really drawn to that, so I wanted to capture that in the imagery. Just this idea of after school, just running free in the summer and just running to the tree house and having fun and everything. And
you mentioned in the song you talk about, you say the guy let you borrow all your CDs. No, he lent you his CDs, something like that. And it's that is, I'm glad that we grew up long ago enough that we didn't have streaming and stuff. I've been watching Gilmore Girls recently.
It's my favorite show ever.
Gilmore Girls is so good. It's non-stop music references, non-stop. And it kind of shows you that like rock stars were the rock stars. They're now rock stars. Now you've got YouTubers. About 10 years ago, you had sports stars. We've always had all these things. But when we were growing up, like bands and music, there was like real fandom for it. And I think the fact that CDs were quite expensive gave it extra value. It was
exciting to buy a CD. It was this thing to hold and, look at all the lyrics and the artwork. I mean, I don't know why, I've really got this weird distinctive memory of going into Musica, which is a shop in South Africa, and buying like a J-Lo CD and being really proud that I had one of J-Lo's latest CDs. And I was like, oh, I'm so cool.
Oh my goodness. It's Jenny from the block. But
also, did you know that Carole King plays the woman who owns the music store in Gilmore Girls is Carole King, which I never realized as a kid.
She looked familiar there.
Yeah, and the theme song of that show is like iconic to me.
If you're out on your own, we're gonna get cancelled by YouTube for the infringement. So anyway, I will play this song. So think about ice rinks, roller skating. That's where I get from this, is sort of borrowing your friend's CDs. Here we go. So you can just mute yourself there, Amy. Here we go. This is First Love by Amy Walton.
I was never good at hiding all those feelings hanging on my sleeve. Ooh. was never good at playing cool. I was never good at hiding all those feelings hanging on my sleeve. Ooh. And every time you passed me by in school, my glasses got so messy so that I could barely see a thing. But I could still see you. You had me blushing at hello. You had me falling for a kiss. You had me rushing to your treehouse. And babe, you had my every birthday wish. You had me blushing at hello. You had me falling for a kiss. You had me rushing to your treehouse. And babe, you had my every birthday wish. Every time I look in your eyes, babe, I still get so mesmerized by this feeling. When I'm with you, babe, 'cause you get my heart rate up every day, babe, just when I think of the way that you love me, 'cause I know it's true. You let me borrow all your CDs. I played your favorite band until my parents couldn't take it anymore. So I slammed the door. Ooh. I called our names into a big tree. Now our love will last forever, 'cause I know that this is evergreen. Just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. You had me blushing at hello. Hello. You had me falling for a kiss. You had me rushing to your treehouse. Babe, you had my every birthday wish. Every time I look in your eyes, babe, I still get so mesmerized by this feeling. When I'm with you, babe, you get my heart rate up every day, babe, just when I think of the way that you love me, 'cause I know it's true. People tell me I'm too young, that first love is not the one, but clearly they have never felt this way before. There's a picture of me in his Velcro wallet, and while that fit me inside my locket, I know I love him forevermore. Every time I look in your eyes, babe, I still get so mesmerized by this feeling. When I'm with you, babe, you get my heart rate up every day, babe, just when I think of the way that you love me, 'cause I know it's true. I know it's true. Every time I look in your eyes, babe, I still get so mesmerized by this feeling. When I'm with you, babe, you get my heart rate up every day, babe, just when I think of the way that you love me. I know it's true.
Yeah. First Love by Amy Walton. I love it. It's so different from anything that I usually get to work on. But, you know, I kid you not. I was just meant to mix that, and I had these on my desk. And I put these on, and I felt like a 90s R&B cat. And before I know it, I was singing, every time I look in the eyes. And Amy left the vocals in. So if you're wondering, that male voice may or may not be me.
To be fair, it's only fair because I've been doing weird voice effects on your songs for years. What was the last with swordfish, like screaming into the microphone like a crowd. So.
Honestly, I was there like, when I'm with you. It's like a different. I've never had that gear to my vibe. Oh,
Yeah.
it's joyous.
Yeah. Thank you for the compliments about the cat, by the way. He's he says he agrees. He is awesome. He is my fur baby, who I disgruntled by waking up just to dance with me. Now he's gone back to sleep.
Reluctantly gets moved around.
Oh, really? You're fine.
So I'm sick of the song. I heard you working on it. I'm loving this song. So 20th of March, it's out. Yeah. On all major platforms. First Love, Amy Walton. So we'll put the old link description We'll put the link in the description of this video when we have it. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the pre-save link to come out. So also, if you just follow on Instagram, I'll pop the pre-save the moment I have it, so you can get access to that too.
Amy Walton Music on Instagram.
I think so, yes. Amy Walton Music, yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. And so Amy and I have actually been working on, well, she's been working and I've been assisting where possible on her music for a while now. And that one was, minimal input by me. I just did some BVs and did some mixing, but some of the other stuff we're kind of workshopping earlier on in the process. And I'm really excited to see where Amy goes with this next bunch of music, because it's this sort of, what do you call it? Folktronic. It's got some of your roots, your jazzy, more organic stuff mixed with some of these more production flavors.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, I think that's something I've been trying to find out. What's my sound when people ask me that question? I think I've just got so many influences. I mean, I love just listening to Duke Ellington and Glenn Miller and just sitting all day listening to big band music. That will make me happy. Listening to Ella Fitzgerald, listening to bebop. And that's what I studied. And that's, I think, always been a true love of mine, just jazz. But then kind of like finding ways where I can kind of transport that into something with a more modern sound that's maybe a bit more accessible. And I think that's, I'm trying to find that balance between earthy, real instruments, that tangible sound of an instrument, of wood, of, actual drum and all those things, mixed with kind of the creativity of playing with electronic sounds.
It's always a tension, though. I think I'm trying to accept that for myself, that's the struggle of that is part of the process, actually. And that's navigating that. Like, that's why, I mean, with the recent album I did, that's why I've gone 100% acoustic guitar, just to like strip back all that, because you can get so deep into the weeds where it's just like, where is the song? But then you start flirting with those things again, and it's super exciting. But would you mind playing Garden a bit? So this is a song that the first time Amy played this to me, I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Like, let me work on it, please. And then since then, she invited me to kind of co-write some of the lyrics that weren't written yet. And I worked a bit on the song, structure and vibe. And I've done the instrumental, at least one version of what it's going to be in this new style Amy's talking about. And then Amy's going to do the vocals soon. But can you just play the song on the piano? This is Garden, work in progress.
Can you hear that piano?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
You can turn it up a little bit, maybe. Yeah.
I might just turn on my original sound. It might sound better. Can you hear that better?
Yeah. Whatever you want.
Just so Zoom doesn't try cancel it out.
Yeah, that's good.
What am I doing? Here
New material, Amy Walton. Here we go.
I see you sitting on that bench. I see a garden grow around you, staring in a space. I never see you moving. I see you sitting on that bench. I see a garden die around you, staring in a space. I wanna see you moving. You were given those legs to run. You were given those lungs to breathe. You were given that heart to love. You were given those eyes to see. You were given those hands to hold. You were given that skin to feel. You were given one life to live. You were given that mind to dream. Just believe in yourself. No one else can do it for you. Just believe in yourself. No one else can do it for you. No one else can do it for you. No one else can do it for you. That's just
little taste there. I love this one straight away when you play this to me. And Amy's also been working a lot on kind of the production as well. So, like with that First Love thing, I didn't add any of the instruments at all. That's all Amy playing on the keyboards, and almost that was almost true with this one. So basically, most things that we've got on the instrumental at this point, with the exception of some drums from myself, are Amy's playing, and then I've just kind of chopped them up and moved them around and tried to create some sort of architecture, because that's what I guess when you play as you've played it now, it has natural shape. And I think often when we make the recordings, it ends up just being recordings can be very flat. So what I'm trying to do is make it dynamic. So I've got this. That one was called Garden, everybody, and I am so excited about where this one's going. So
can I also just say that this song I wrote when I was in university. I wrote like the first half of it, or just the first verse, about 6 years ago, 7 years ago now. And it's just been one of those songs where I couldn't finish it, and if like the lyrical meaning of the song is really all about that idea of believing yourself, being alive, being present in the moment, and kind of trying to break free from all the voices that tell us we can't do that. And, a lot of the time it's just us. It's our inner voice that's always prohibiting us from kind of reaching out our potential. And I think partly why I couldn't finish the song is because I hadn't gone through that process. And not that I'm at the end of that process in any means, but I'm so much more ahead than I was when I was about 20 years old. So I don't think 20-year-old Amy could write this song, whereas I'm like, 28-year-old Amy can now write this song.
For sure. And I think that sometimes if your song that you're writing is set in the present, often that's verse 1. And then you actually aren't at verse 2 in your life. So I often write the bulk of a song. I almost always write the bulk of the song very quickly in one, like most people do. I've said to people that I write songs quickly, but I actually don't think I do now. Maybe I do. I write the beginning very quickly, and then it marinates there for ages. And then I come back to it with a fresh perspective, for verse 2 and the rest. But yeah, so this one's, oh my goodness, this is so good. This one's turning out really nicely. I did some wonky drums on here as well, where the drums are swung and the rest of the thing is straight. You'll hear in the hi-hats, muso point, but you can ignore that. If it's 4.5 minutes, I might fade it out, but oh my goodness. If I don't, it's because it's just too groovy. Okay, here we go. This is currently the instrumental of Garden, which is the song that Amy just played now. So, and then when the beats come in, that's the oh. Here we go. Yes. That was God, and I didn't let the whole thing play, so there's more to that for when you're ready. I love that so much. You know, I think when I was mixing that, I think my inspiration was to like carve like these huge architectures, you know, like the sort of caverns. Have you seen the movie, Tom Cruise movie, Oblivion?
Which one?
Oblivion. It's a sci-fi. It's not that.
Oh yeah, I actually watched it like a few months ago. Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe I get from this. This sort of like epic landscapes. And yeah, so with Amy, working with Amy, often she does a lot, and then what I have to do is remove a lot. so it's kind of like I carve away at the things she's put there often. So it's about finding the right, like those bird sounds. I love those bird sounds and those cowbells that come in the verse too. So often Amy will put a huge arrangement, and then I have to find a place for each thing to have its moment. And then I added those sort of Kanye West-esque drums because I thought it needed something to. It's very nice sounding. And if it's so nice, you don't know it's nice until you have something nasty, something aggressive next to it. But I love your your bass is so good.
Who was I channeling? Little Dragon. Twice, I think their song. It's like I remember hearing that when I was a teenager, and I really always loved the bass in that song. And I was like, I did this quite like. It's like mid last year or something, so it's still kind of when I was learning how to use Logic and everything. So yeah, it's literally me with my little wheelie on my old piano trying to get that sound.
It sounds great. And Amy also does stuff. You do stuff that like I'm like, why would you do that? It's so cool. Amy does this thing on the drum machine where you use the click sound on 16th. So it's and you did it on one track. The first time I think it was Take Away Lover, when I was mixing it, I was like, wouldn't it be better if that was recorded live? And then I was like, that's why it's not recorded live, because the tendinitis was going crazy. And I'm like, yeah, so. And I think the other thing I do with Amy's stuff is try and find bits that I think are more choosing the priority, like that. I put that in more places, and I thought that was quite a rhythmical theme. But yeah, this is like soundtrack heaven, this song.
Well, that's what I think when I first heard like the final mix of just that, I was just listening to that, and I was almost like, I don't need lyrics, I don't need anything. This is it's pretty. I just enjoyed it. I remember it was I listened to it, with my headphones on the train back from Guildford, and I felt like I was like in a movie looking out the window,
That's a classic.
No, I need to record. I'm going to record the vocals soon. I think, I don't know why. It's almost like once I'd done the instrumental part of me, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with the song, what context I wanted to release it in. And I think I'm just going to go ahead, and I think I'm just going to release it. So, and it will be interesting because I'm a huge fan of backing harmonies and vocals and lots of voice. So because it's quite a lot going on in this track, that's going to be an interesting conversation what I had
between us, the producer.
I'm just gonna snip all of it away.
I've noticed that every time that Amy sends me vocals, she sent me less and less.
Yes, I've gotten much better
because she knows that I'll cut them out.
Exactly. I'm like, why waste my breath now? No. I mean, it's better to have more than not have enough and then have to go do it all again. But,
yeah, for sure. I
mean, part of me also kind of considers trying to get maybe a vocoder kind of vocal sound in this could work quite well actually in the chorus. So
definitely
I think some exploration is going to happen with this song.
Oh, I'm so excited for this to be released. Maybe you can consider the possibility of like a instrumental B-side or whatever, because it's
I would just if I'm I would just release this on like Spotify just as an instrumental for anyone who wants to listen
cool.
to it. And Dad, because I know you're there, I will be singing this with an orchestra one day, so just FYI, get busy arranging. Sabine, you can play on it. So
make sure the percussionist is ready to go. Okay. But I think we'll wrap it up fairly shortly. But is there anything else you wanted to? We're going to play something at the end. But anything else we should look out for? Because you're trying to like find, as you said, you're looking to find your sound. You've got all these things going. Some are finished, some are not finished. How can we all support you?
Well, I think so. I've just been toying with the idea of I've got some songs that I've been writing, which kind of all have a similar theme to God, and it's all this kind of theme of the journey of kind of growing up, whether that's just the idea of growing up, also growing up and having moved countries, and that was very difficult. It still is difficult. It's been over 5 years now, which is very scary, but in a good way. And what was I going to say? My brain. So I've got some songs that have this kind of theme of just the idea of trying to find yourself again when maybe you felt a little bit lost, which I think again is just an ongoing thing of life in general. And there's some of the music though. I'm a big fan of virtual recording and all this stuff. I've really grown a lot as a musician in lockdown actually, because I was forced to get better production. I was forced to get better at doing all my own recordings and everything. So I'm really like silver lining in that kind of situation is how I've got better at that. But some of the music I think will work better recorded live in a studio, because I'm kind of wanting that element of jazz where it's not necessarily just done to the metronome, that there's that little bit of breathing room within the arrangement, and I kind of having a bit of the spontaneity of the bassist maybe adding in his own interpretation versus me just playing as much as I love playing bass, my little fake bass. I can imagine double bass with some of those stuff and like, real drums, but then kind of mixing in electronic stuff with that too. So I think I just need to organize and find how I'm going to do that. Yeah. Obviously things are relaxing in the UK sort of in the next 2 months. Obviously Chris will be on board with me and everything as part of that team. But yeah, so that's kind of how I'm going with some of that music. And I'm also just trying to build collaborative things with other people in general, just to broaden my horizons. But yeah, so I always welcome feedback. I appreciate people's advice and everything. I appreciate people's advice. I don't know, my hands. I'm doing lots of weird things with my hands, I'm realizing. Now I get it. I never realized how I use my hands.
Stretch these guys. But so Amy is on Instagram at Amy Walton Music, and she's puts up little vids of her cat and of her singing.
Mostly my cat.
And you could follow there. And then just before we wrap it up, we did that a while ago. Amy asked me to help her write some lyrics for the song, and then to kind of convert her piano onto guitar, and then I did some playing of that a while ago on the show, and it's called Wonder, and she has now got a finished version that I've mixed, but she hasn't released it yet, and still is it cool if we play this?
Yeah, I mean, also again, some advice, if you want me to release it soon, then I'll release it soon. It was again one of those songs where I'm like, where should I use this song? But yeah, it's a live recording in the sense that I created for a split screen. Somebody asked me to create a video based on the theme of home, and I'd already started the song, and I was like, I might as well use this as a push to finish it. And I wanted to do a split screen. I didn't want to mime. I actually wanted to sing live in it, so it's a live digital recording, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's got these. I don't know if you can hear this, but. Is it playing? I don't know if you guys remember, but it.
I don't think we can. I can't hear you.
Well, if that doesn't come out, then that doesn't come out. I think it did. Nope, it's not coming out. Okay, that's coming out in my ears. But anyway, everyone. Yeah, that was loud and sounded stunning in my ears. But anyway, that's all
that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's the next show. It's just me jamming to myself for 2 hours. But anyway, you're going to hear what I was trying to play you anyway now. But could you quickly play roughly how it was?
Just
so they can hear the difference.
A major.
That chorus was E flat, E flat major, F major.
How'd the song go again? Can't remember my own song.
E flat, F, G minor. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But it was more kind of jazz in the timing, wasn't it? I don't know if you even
So if I
remember.
play down here, got my light in the way.
Amy jazz chords, Walton. It's a nightmare on guitar. This, I think, is the hardest thing I've ever recorded on guitar. I don't know. Obviously, I don't tell you that. And I go, oh, sure, I mean, it's fine. Whatever. Easy. Meanwhile, then I go sweat there for 2 days with the... but this is a beautiful song. This is Wonder, Amy Walton here. So this is finished, and you have a live video, but you haven't released it yet because you want to hear the people scream for it. So everyone in the comments, make her release it. Are you ready? I thoroughly enjoyed working on this and mixing this. And something special for me with this was that Amy let me write the lyrics for verse 2, which was quite cool because she wrote verse 1 about, coming here and, the personal struggle of that. And then it was quite cool for me to write verse 2, almost putting myself in her shoes. So that's a very privileged position to be in, to be given that opportunity. So thank you, Amy. Here we go.
Moving away from that place I called home wasn't easy. Life taught me quick, better grow up now, kid, you're still dizzy. There have been times when I didn't think I could break through. I was wandering alone till I wandered into you. You gave me your home. You gave me your heart that could feel. You gave me this hope. You gave me a love that could heal. Choosing to stay in this place far away wasn't easy. Until I met you, now I'm falling for more than this city. With your hand in mine, our paths intertwined. Yes, it's all true. I was wandering alone till I wandered into you. You gave me your home. You gave me your heart that could feel. You gave me this hope. You gave me a love that could heal. You
Wow. It's so good.
Pretty, isn't it?
Goes on a journey. You know, I really love these ones. Not that I don't love the bigger ones as well, but where it's just one instrument and then a million Amy's. So, you know, I'm not anti the million Amy's. We always joke that I get rid of them, but it's just I held them at bay until I unleashed them at the end like a flock of white doves.
I think with this song, because I was creating a split screen video and I'd never actually done that before. I didn't want to, because I wanted everything to be live. I actually limited myself to only 3 backing voices. It's just me. Yeah, so the video that it's just like 4 squares. So because I had to limit myself, I was like, I can only do so much using 4 voices. I mean, I did double track each one so that it's like pan left and right, but it's essentially only 3 extra harmonies. And so kind of in the limitation, I kind of forced me to think really creatively about how to shape the song and everything. So
it was amazing for me to work with this vocal as well. It was the most difficult vocal I've had to work with from you because the performance, because it's one take, everybody. Just so you know, I know you've said that with the video, but this is a one take vocal, which blows my mind. I wish I could do that, but I mean, I can do one take. It just won't sound that good. Because maybe this was done for a video, you're performing more, so that there's a bit more movement. So I felt that like when Amy went off the mic and onto the mic and I had to do a few tricks to try and keep that the presence there. But the performance is, you can't substitute for this sort of passion, and it's just awesome. I mean, I just think this might be my favorite recording of yours so far. I think it is. You know, it's just. I just love that swell at the, you know, of Amy's.
Really easy in lockdown to do lots of just recording, but, you know, to not necessarily just perform live as much anymore. And I think, you know, once things settle down, we've got gigs, we're going to have that same ability to sing live consistently. So again, that song for me really was a challenge. Pull it off in one take. And that's it. That's the take you have, you know, just like you were at a gig.
Maybe that's the solution for passionate studio vocals, is to just... practice it and have less takes available. But oh my goodness, that sounds great. So let's just check in with the comments here. John Walton, your dad, he says, I met your folks in 1980. Wow. Thank you very much. He likes the collaboration we've done. And we've got Helen, we've got Sabine, Kalama. Thanks everybody for tuning in. My parents are here, and I'm sure some others, the Crankshaw family, I'm sure others that haven't commented. So thank you everybody for tuning in and supporting Amy and myself. If you like the show, please go to buymeacoffee.com/Chris Willow, and there are links in the description as well. We will post Amy's link. Otherwise, just follow her on Instagram, Amy Walton Music, and she'll share that First Love song over there. And then, next week I've got my friend and bass player Hugh Foster on, and he's going to talk about all things bass. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe we'll try and have a bass off or something. He'll crush me. but still. Thank you, everybody. Amy, anything from you? Last minute?
Just big old thank you. It was nice to sing live like that. I mean, I sing live all the time in front of my students.
Yeah.
But just in front of like an actual audience.
Put some heat on it.
It's good. It kind of gets the heart racing. I'm like, ooh, I can't make mistakes. I actually have to be really good right now.
Yeah.
Professional, you know. It's great. It's a good feeling. Getting me back in action. So thank you to everyone for your support. It's great.
Well, thank you, everybody. It's been a joy. And subscribe on the channel. Buy me a coffee. Follow me on Spotify for when the album does drop. Amy's on Spotify as well, and Instagram. Love to all of you. Bye.